Family First, we're talking about sadfishing. You may not be familiar with the term, but your teen or your pre-teenager might know all about it. Sadfishing is meant to describe a recent internet phenomenon where someone shares their personal problems on social media looking or fishing for sympathy. It may sound harmless, but it could also be a sign of a more serious issue. Dr. Laura Saunders, a family psychologist from Harvard Hospital, is here to talk more about sadfishing and what leads young people to make these exaggerated statements or claims online. A lot of people don't know the term, but if you start talking to young people, girls, boys, ages 12, 13 and up, they're like, oh yeah, that happens all the time.
Right, they don't know the term, but they certainly know the phenomenon.
Right.
You know, that there are kids that look for attention. Unfortunately, I would really label this as negative attention. They're doing things that are concerning or making certainly borderline concerning statements as a way to seek that attention and that sympathy. And that's not a great way to get attention, because you're acting out in a way that's just going to get people worried about you.
Now, these statements could range anywhere from, I just can't take it anymore, to someone complaining, saying, oh my God, I hate my nose, or some other physical characteristic. But when should we, or parents and anybody out there, be thinking this is not just, a simple complaint?
So the difficulty is social media really lacks context. So you can't pick up on inflection or sometimes sarcasm or other things.
It's open for interpretation.
Right, and so I think you sometimes go with the literal interpretation of what the words mean. And the developmental task for teens is to learn that their words have meaning. In the same way that we can't make threatening, use threatening words against people. We can't use threatening and concerning words about ourselves. So I think if kids are worried, they need to tell their parents, and sometimes those parents might need to reach out to other parents. We absolutely need to take those words very seriously.
Well, and it's a good reminder that we should talk to our kids and remind them that it's okay to not be okay, but just recognize when you're feeling that way to reach out, to ask for help, and that it's okay to ask for help, rather than go onto social media.
Right, and I think there's a lack of understanding that social media is just that. It's out into the social world. And you don't even realize who picks up on what you're saying. Even a lot of these TikToks and other apps that they're using, it's just out there. And it's really concerning because they don't have the developmental mind to say, wow, I just put this piece of personal information out for everyone, and now it's going to come back to me. So they just lack that perspective.
Yeah, and in some instances, the person may be looking for sympathy or support, but it could, in a way, backfire. They could get bullied because of what they're putting out there as well.
I think sharing personal information and details always puts you at risk. That social media really should be considered just that. It's out into the open context. You absolutely have to be careful about the information you share, and please, please, use words that are meaningful, not seeking negative attention.
And really, this is just another good reminder for parents. If you're not monitoring your kids' social media, you really, really have to stay on top of that. Because you have to know what your kids are putting out there.
Right, you have to stay on top of it. I also think it's really helpful to ask your kids' friends sometimes, because sometimes your child won't tell you something directly, but if you ask one of their friends, you'll get a lot of good information about sort of what's going on. So as a parent, staying in touch with not just your child, but your child's friends or other parents, we really need to kind of band together as parents of teens to really know what the current phenomenon are and how to stay on top of it.
It really is important to have a really tight network. Your kids, your family, friends, their friends' family, really.
Absolutely.
It's like everybody.
Everybody. Because it's not easy raising kids. It's not easy raising kids in this social media age.
Yeah.
It isn't. So the more we can help each other and band together, the easier it'll be. But please, words need to be taken seriously. Don't use words about feeling suicidal or wanting to die unless you really mean those words, because we do need to take them seriously.
Absolutely, yeah. Just another reminder, talk to your kids
again
and again and again. Dr. Saunders, thanks so much, appreciate it. And we will have more information. If you want to view this segment again, you can head over to our Fox 61 News app.